Hello, this video is for lesson 1.2. In this video we will learn how to perform some basic formal geometric constructions. In 1.1 you learned about undefined terms, which were points, lines, and planes, and use those to define segments and angles. Today we will learn how to construct line segments, angles, and also how to bisect segments and angles. Okay, first there are two ways we can make angles and segments in geometry. We can draw them, or you can construct them. Here's the difference. When you draw, you do not use formal geometry tools. You just freehand it with a pencil. We're going to use special markings to show things are equal. Okay, so like if I'm drawing two equal line segments, okay, I could show they're equal by just putting two lines there. They don't actually need to be equal, you just need to mark them equal. So that's a drawing. Alright, next up is construct. If you are constructing something, you need to use formal tools. So drawing, you don't use formal tools. Constructions, you do. And the formal tools for constructions in geometry are a compass and a straight edge. Okay, so in a little bit we'll show you how to do the constructions. Okay, to copy something means to create an exact replica. In this class we will typically make copies using constructions. Congruence and equality are other words you're going to hear in class. They are similar terms, but there is a big difference. Congruent objects have the same shape and size. Okay, so if you wanted to say two objects are congruent, here's a rectangle. Okay, these are congruent. They have the same size. Okay, same size, same shape. They copy right onto each other. Yeah, so these are congruent. Alright, so congruence always refers to objects or things. Equality is referring to things having the same measurement. Okay, so you could say that these sides are both 5 centimeters and have equal measure. You wouldn't say have congruent measure, okay, because when we're talking measurements, we're talking equality. Alright, so it's two or more objects or angles that are the same. We're always talking about measurements, okay, with equality. So now that we have the vocabulary out of the way, I want to show you how to do 4 basic constructions. Okay, and there's going to be 2 ways I do constructions. Sometimes I'll use the smart tool, the electronic version. Okay, other times I will use the paper. And this time I'm going to actually show you how to use a compass. Okay, so here is what my compass looks like. Okay, there's a couple different pieces to it. Okay, when I talk about the compass point, that would be this. Typically it's sort of sharp, so be careful with it. And then you'll usually have a pencil here. I'm using a pen just so you can see it a little better. Alright, and sometimes they do fall apart. Okay, so just put it back on. If you need ever help putting a compass back together, I can show you how to do that. Alright, so first off we're going to copy a segment. Alright, and what you might do, okay, is you might just draw it or take a ruler. Okay, be like, oh, hey, that's little, about 1.5 inches. I'll just put 1.5 inches over there. Okay, that's not the way I want you to copy the segments. I need you to do it with the compass. All right, so we're going to put our compass points on point A. Okay, you're going to measure it with the compass, okay, by moving the pencil lead, okay, to point B. All right, and once you have that, you're going to bring it over to A prime and make an arc. Okay, what that arc shows you, it shows you where to make your point B prime. Okay, and now these segments are copied. All right, the equality statement. Okay, that's just a statement that shows that both line segments have the same measure. So I'm going to say segment AB is equal to the length of segments A prime, B prime. And the congruent statement is saying that this line segment AB, okay, is congruent to line segment A prime, B prime. Okay, and when I'm talking about actual segments, put a line over them. When I'm talking about the length, don't put a line over them. Okay, all right, so now for the next example, I want to create the length 3AB. So what that means is, okay, I need to make a line segment that has the measure that's 3 times as big as AB. All right, so we're going to measure AB using your compass. So pointer on A, okay, lead part on B, okay, and we're going to copy it over here. So put the pointer on A prime, make an arc. All right, okay, it's 3 times as big. So we're actually going to just copy 3 of the segment lengths on there. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, try to hold the pencil close. There you go. And okay, so to show what my segment is, it's this entire length. So I'm just to make that little mark to show that, hey, this whole segment here is the segment. Okay, equality statement. We'll say that 3 times the segment AB equals, I don't know, let's call it C prime, equals the length of A prime C prime. Okay, congruent statement. That one, okay, because they're not actually, these segments aren't actually congruent, we're going to skip that. All right. Okay, so create the length AB minus CD. So what this is it's the length of segment AB subtract the length of CD. So the way we do that is we're going to measure from A to B with the compass, not a ruler, with the compass, okay, like that. All right, and we'll put that over here. Okay, and now we need to subtract the length of CD. So the way we subtract with this, if you sort of think like a number line, the way you subtract is when you add, you go to the right. When you subtract, you go to the left. So we're actually going to take the length of CD and go backwards, okay, which is going to take away. So the length that we're looking for is from here to there. All right, and we just created it. Okay, so this segment has the length we want. All right, so next construction. We want to bisect a segment, okay, and what we're doing is we're finding the midpoint. Okay, so we need to find the exact point in the middle of this line, okay, because bisect means to cut a segment in half. Okay, so the way this construction works is, okay, we're going to put our compass pointer on A and open up the pencil a little past halfway. Okay, I'm going to make an arc below and an arc above. Okay, now I'm going to move it over here. Okay, notice I kept the length the same. If you accidentally move the length, we call it the radius. Okay, because remember these make circles. Okay, and if the radius stays this, the same the whole time, we'll make a complete circle. So don't adjust the radius, keep it the same. Again, make a mark below, make an arc above. All right, and we get our straight edge. Okay, find the 2 places where the arcs cross. Create a nice. Okay, I could create a whole line, but all I really want here is to cut it in half. So I'm just going to make a little mark here, and this is the midpoint. Okay, if I want to measure it, to just make sure I found the midpoint, I can. That's about an inch. That's about an inch. Looks like I bisected it. Okay, bisections always use a compass, construct it. Okay, I need to see proof that you constructed it. So these arc marks are great proof of the construction. All right, and now let's bisect segment. All right, so same process as last time. We're going to put the pointer on one of the points. Okay, we're going to make an arc below. We're going to make an arc above. Okay, we're going to move it over to the other point. Let's put the pointer right on the point, make an arc below, arc above. If you notice what happened here is I ran out of paper. So actually, don't freak out. You'll be okay. We're just going to adjust make it a little smaller. Okay, we have to redo the whole thing then. We're going to make a mark below, make a mark above. Okay, go over here. Okay, arc below. Oops. Okay, arc below, arc above. All right. So I salvaged the problem even though I ran on paper the first time. Okay, and then we're just going to put our straight edge here, find the place in the middle. Okay, this segment's now cut in half. Okay, put your midpoint there. If you really want to show that you cut in half, I can put congruent marks here just to tell, hey, segment CM is equal length to MD. Okay, so now let's do the construction where we copy an angle. All right, so here's my angle, angle A, and we want to copy it, okay, over there. All right, so the angle, the measure of an angle is how much space there is between, and we measure that in degrees. Okay, so this angle is about 45 degrees. An angle that's perpendicular is 90, so half of that would be 45. We need to make a 45-degree angle over there. If I simply use a protractor, okay, it's not constructing, so that's not what I want here. We need to use the compass. Okay, and the way to do that with the compass, okay, now that I know sort of a reference point. I have the same arcs here and there. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure how far, okay, where this arc crosses the two rays. All right, so we're going to put our pointer where the ray and the arc intersect, okay, and measure to where the other ray and the arc intersect. Okay, so I need to have that same distance over here. So we're going to move the pointer to where this arc and the ray intersect. We're going to make an arc. Okay, and now we're pretty much done. You just take your straight edge, okay, and line it up, okay, from the new vertex and where I just made that arc. Okay, make your ray. Rays have arrows, it goes forever, and you just copied your angle. Okay, we could check with a protractor to make sure they are equal, but I believe they are. Okay, and our final construction is to construct a parallel line, okay, through a given point not on the line. Okay, all right, so to do this, okay, okay, what a parallel line is, okay, I'm going to just do a drawing over here. Okay, we have our line. We want to make a parallel line. Okay, we got 2 points here. We'll call that A. We'll call this B. Okay, this new line, okay, cannot intersect this. Okay, so if I think about that angle, what I could do is if I copied this angle, okay, and made another angle over here. Okay, so I got the same angles here and here. Okay, and I measured this, okay, and copied the point over there. Okay, if I did that right, okay, when I connect these 2 points, okay, they'll be parallel. So that's the way I'm going to do this construction. All right, so first off, we're going to take the straight edge and just make a line here. Okay, this line isn't super important, so with your pencil you can draw it real light or dashed or whatever. Okay, and now we're going to copy the angle. So use our angle construction, put the pointer here. Okay, we make an arc. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to make it a little bigger. Okay, you could roll the compass. If you're having a hard time using your compass, you can also hold the compass still and move your paper. Sometimes that works pretty good too. Okay, and remember, then we got to make the arc over here as well. Okay, so I'm going to do it where I roll it. Okay, there we go. And so now we measure the distance from here to there. Okay, so I got to open up my compass a little bit. Okay, looks good. And then we're going to move it over here, make an arc. Okay, and so now, okay, we got to make a new line. Okay, from the new vertex on where I'm copying the angle from. Okay, so I just copied okay, this line. Okay, the angles are the same there. Okay, what I need to do now is, okay, I want to make a new point that's the same, that's on this new line, and it's the same distance away as this point. Okay, so measure that point, come over here, make an arc right there. Okay, and then so the new point is, there it is. Okay, so now to make the parallel line, we just connect these 2 dots. Okay, and there's your line. Okay, if we want to give it a name, we could say line M. Okay, and there we go.